Welcome to Macrocode. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. So we are going to proceed with our documents management system. So for those who are watching this channel for the first time, we have a series that we've been doing to create a documents management system using ASP.NET Core. And in today's video, we are going to proceed and try to update our application with new features. So as you can see, this is our application. So we have various modules that we've just done. So we have the system administration. Here we have the system codes. As you can see, this is the list of codes. We have the system code details. You can see here we have the system code details, and you can add new. So it depends on what, either it's gender, document status, retention, documents type. Then we also have departments. You can see you have a list of departments. So you can add a new department here. You provide a department name. For example, we say here security. Say security. Then you provide the name here. Then when you save, then you have our security department added. You also have system security. So for every record that we create, we have audit trails. You can see here we have audit trails like the full name, the audit type, the system code, is the table that is being affected. You have the timestamp, and you also have the primary key. So then we also have the active folders. So these are the folders that you create. So here we have the code, source code, that is the folder name, code, the folder, that's the parent folder, the created time, and the person who created it. So then we have clients. So here you can create clients. So you can see client code, name, phone number, address, contact person, and the email address. Then you also have documents. So in our previous video, we were able to do documents. So you can see here we have the document number, document name, document type, department, and created on, created by, and the audit. So if we click create a new document. So you can see here we have document number. Then you have the document name, description, policies, all this. So I want us to change something. The document number, I want us to have these as a system generated. So we don't need to add kind of provider number, but it will be system generated. The first thing we do is we go to our application, and on the documents, on the create documents, let me just go here on create documents. I'm going to remove here the documents number. Then we'll just provide the name. So the description, I think I can put it down here. Then we have our, so here we have the folder, storage, document type, department, retention. Then here we can say this is, we can do this MD12. Then you can say this input type. You can actually say this is type. And I can have this as text area. So we can say this is text. You can say this is so this is text. Say here. So this is input. You can say here text, or we can change this to text area. So let's just remove that. We can have this. So if we do here text area, then we'll have here our description. So on the display, you can say document description. That's document description. So if we just relaunch our app, then we see how it looks like. So if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So if we just proceed here and we open our app, so there we go. I'll just go to documents, and if I say new, so you can see here we have document. I think we have an issue here, so let's just check our styling. If we go to create, we have text area. So this is This is the span, so I can just undo that. If I update, let me try to see. I'm trying to update this, applying changes. Yes, let me just try to relaunch this. I can say here, close this. Let's relaunch this and see. So I'm just trying to remove the. I want to put this as a text area. Then we go to documents, we say add new. There we go. So you can see here. Then this button, remember we had a button, we have a style for button. I'll pick one from, let's say, clients. If I go to documents, I can add it here. Then I can say this is add document. If I say add document and update this, you can see here we have add document. So we have the document name, the folder, the storage, the invoice. This is the document type, the department, and you also have retention period, retention action, whether you want, whether the type, when the time lapses, you can delete or you can archive. So there's one thing that we've left out. So if you go to our model, we realize that we have something called document number. So I want this to be auto-generated by our application. So we don't need to be typing. So the system will be generating numbers as a new document is added. So let's just go here on our folder, and you can create a folder called helpers. So let's create a folder here called helpers. We'll just come back here, name this. You can say, you can call it services. I mean, let's just call it services. So this is ours. I think we had created a folder called services. So let's move. We have this folder here. So what I want us to do, I can call this here I can call it, I can have a I extension service. So I can create an interface. I'll call this I extension service. So I extension service. So this will be our interface, and our interface I can have I can create a method here. We can call this, it will be returning string. So our number will be string. So you can say generate. I'll call this generate. Generate document numbers. So generate document numbers async. Then down here I can create a class. Can say a class. Sorry, I think it is actually suggested for us. So you can say public. So you can see here is our method. So what we've done here, we have our extension service, and then we have our method. So our method here is generate. Then this is async. So you can see here we have doc, then it gets the number, then GUID, and it does that. So it depends whether you want to. So this is this makes our application, our document. So you can see this is it is actually giving our document. We have doc, then the date time, then you assign a GUID, then do all this. So this will implement a randomized number, but in case we want to have numbers, so I think this one will give you a string, which is actually not numbered. But now we can do something like this. You can say string document number. So I can just have not even string. You can have this as int. Then I can say here random. Can say random, then new random. Then I can say here do, and say do document number. You can see document number. I can say this is equals to random. Next, I can do these numbers. Then I can say here, just inside here, I can say document. So this should be string. I can say document number here. I can do here int random number. So this should be int random number. Then I can have my document number be something like this. So I'll say doc, then I put in the number. Then I'll check if it exists. So we need to check if the generated number already exists in the database. So I'll just say can do here a bool. We say bool is unique. Then I can say is unique, and do here is unique. Then I can do equals to await. Then you can say you can do your underscore context. So we can have a context here. I can have my constructor. Let me just do CTO. Then here I can have my private. Then read only. Can do application DB context. Application DB context. Then you can have context. Then here I can say this is application context. Then you can say here context. Then you can do here context is equals to application context. So here I'll do context dot documents dot, can say here, can see that, can say where document is, where document is equals to document number, and we just do this at first for default async. If I do that, or you can do here, you can do something like this. We need to return a boolean. So you can say dot any async. Then we do this. We say e equals to e dot document number equals to our document number. If you do that, then here you say while unique. Here while unique, so let me zoom it. Then down here we return our document number. So you can see this. So here we are checking whether it's null. So this will give us our number. So if we go to our controller, let's go to our documents controller. Then you can have our, here you can copy this. Okay. Can copy this, and we can have this as we can have our extension. You can say extension, extension, where is it? Extension, this one, service. You can say here underscore extension service. Then I can have this here. You can say extension service equals to, we have our extension service. So when you're creating now the document, if you go here on create, when you are posting, so I'll remove this. So when you are posting, you're expecting to have here, I can say there are documents dot document created on, that's fine. But now, sorry, there is also the document number now. So here we'll just do, let me just copy this. We'll just do here document number equals to underscore extension service, and you can see it is now saying extension that service. Then you say generate document async. So this will return for us. Here we'll do await. So this will return for us the document number. So that means we'll be having our document number in our application will be having a document number. Then he said when you're creating an application, you need to have the created by. So here we'll do created by ID. And remember all our options now, we have this user ID, the person who is logged in. We'll just specify here, and I'll supply the created by ID here. Then also remember we changed our save changes. We need to supply our user ID. Now, what we need to check is, remember we have, so if I just do that, so we've done one thing, but there is one thing that we need to do. On our application, let me just launch it so that we see. So apart from this particular model, we need now to have the file that is going to be saved to the database. We need to have the file, and that file we need to ensure that we are able to save the file for our application. So I'll just go back here and I say on documents, you can see there is something here that we have not done. So you can see it is saying invalid operation exception, unable to resolve service for this while attempting to activate this particular controller. So what you need to do now, you need to take our extension service and we need to inject it on our program.cs. I'll come here and you can see what we've done, like this one. I'll just have our extension here, then I'll have our implementation service, and you can see there. So we now relaunch, so this is how it looks. So we just relaunch our app, then we should proceed and actually update our application. So if you're watching our series and you haven't subscribed, please just consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So we go to documents and say add new. So you can see our app is okay. So everything is fine. But now remember we are adding a document and we don't have somewhere to attach. So that's a bit weird. So we need to have on our form, let's just go to the form. I'll go to the form because you add one document at a time. I'll just go to areas, views. Then for the documents, I'll come here and just before this, I can create another section here. Then I'll say, let me just remove this. And I can say here document, I can put it document. I can say attach, document. I can say attach document. Then here, instead of text, so let me just do this. Here I'll do input. Then I'll remove this and I say here type. I can say equals to. Then I can say it's file. Then I can do ID. I can say here doc attachment. So then I can close this here. So this is my document attachment. So if I go here also on the form, on the action method, I can say here method. This is post, and I can do here enc type. I can say multi-part form data. Now, if you go to our controller, you can say this is attachment, file attachment. Let me call it file attachment. So if we go to our controller, then on controller, then action. Where is the document? Then on actions here, I'll do form file. Then I can say I can have my name there, file attachment. So if we can try to do something, let's try to launch our app and see if we can attach a file. And if we can attach a file, then we see if you can be able to upload that particular file. So I'll just come here and say attachments. and I say new, then you can see we have this now. So if I click here, it will pick the file. So you can see I'm able to pull the file. I'll just pick one of the file here, and you can see this is the file. So I can say this is macro code. So this is the file name, macro code thumbnail. Then I can say this is EDMS. I can say storage. Storage here, I don't think this is relevant, so we'll try to see. So you can say this is a training manual. Then you can say this is information technology retention period for 30 days. When the period exists, then you can delete. You can say this is the document thumbnail. So if I click add, let's put a breakpoint here. You see if we'll be able to get the file. If I click add, you can see we have our breakpoint there. So on our model, if I click on the model, you'll see you have the description, you have department, you have document type, you have the folder ID, and also I think those are the main ones. Where is the document name? Let me see. Yes, you have the storage, you have the name, and all that is fine. Retention period, retention action. So if you click on iForm file, you can see here we don't have this iForm file. We don't have the ID, the file. So we need, let's just go back here. I'll need to do here, you can say name. I'll provide the name there. So let's relaunch our app and see. So if you're watching our videos and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, and also comment down below. Tell us where you are watching us from, and we'll be happy to engage. So let's just proceed and try to create a document. So here, if I'll just click active documents, then I say new. We say this is macro code. This is the testing. This is training manual. This is an information technology. So this is then we attach a file. Then we say this is testing. So if I click add, if you click here, we realize that we have a file. So you see we have the file, and the file name is, we have the content composition, we have the content type, we have the file name, headers, the length, and we also have the name. Now all these details that you see here, I want us to update our model so that it carries all these files. So if you go to headers, you realize that you have the content disposition and content type. So we can go to our model here and ensure that when we create our file, someone will be attaching a document. So what we need to know is, I'll just copy this, go down here, and I can say here file name. So that's the file name that will be saved. I can say here file name. I can also have here, I can say content file type. I can say here file type. So we have document type, and also you have the file type. So this will be file type, whether it's a PDF, an image, or something. Then you have file length. So file length. So this will be file length. So I'll just copy this file length. Then I want us also to have something. So here you said user activity, that's fine. Then the name, then you have the file name, file type, file length, and what other thing can we save? So apart from these things here, we can also, I think these are fine. So remember, when we save a document, we need to save that document somewhere. So what I want us to do is I want us to ensure that we are able to define the location where our file will be saved. So you need to go to App Settings, and here I want us to define another directory. So here I'll just define another directory. You can call this files settings, file settings, then full colon, then I'll do this. So you can see here it is giving me the path. So I can say file storage. So this is a physical path, but now you can also put in case you want to store this in a file server somewhere. So you can actually put this in a file server or even a shared drive. So you can actually put that path here. But for my case, I'm going to put it to my folder. So I'll just pick my folder. Let me just pick folder in my laptop. So let me just see. Yes, I'll pick this folder for me. So this is a folder on my local disk D, and this is the place. So, and this is the folder. So this is local disk D, and this is the folder. Then now I need to save our files to this particular location whenever it is attached. So what we need to do is we need to go to our documents, and you can see here we have the document created by, created on, document number. Then we need to save this particular file whenever someone attaches a file. So one thing that I want us to do is before doing anything here, we need to check if the file has been attached. So we check if it's not null. So you can see here it has generated some code for us. So you're able to check file attachment. This is the file attachment is not null, and file attachment length is 0. It has some content. Then I'll say file name. I don't want users to be giving for us to be storing the names that they provide. So that's something that we can land into problems in case we allow them to provide the same name. So what I want us to do here, I want us to define the name of the file. So here I'll say here, I can say here document. Then I'll say underscore. Then here I can say plus. I can do date, time. You can see there. So we have date time, document underscore date time. I can do now to string. Do that. Then I can say here plus get path extension. So this will get the extension of the file. So I think that's fine. Then I think also on our model we can add something like extension, file extension. So you can say this is file extension. So after doing that, then if we go back here, we have the file name. So this is the file name that we'll be generating. We'll not be taking the names that are being provided by the users. So I'll just file type, that's fine. File length, you can see I have the length. Then I can take the file. So here I'll want the file extension. So I'll say dot file extension. Then you can see I can get the file extension. Then the next thing is I want us to get the path. So you can see here it is telling me, so I don't want us to use this method here. I want us to use the I configuration. If I just go back here at the top, I can do here private read only, and do read only, can do here I configuration, Then I can say configuration, this is underscore, do this. Then this one I can have it here. You can see I have it here, and I've already added it here. So that is as simple as that. Then if you go back to our app, we now need to define some few things. So I'll just say here file path. I'll do here variable path equals to, you can see, I can say underscore configuration. Then I can do here, I can say here, let me use, can do something like this. Then I'll do file settings. So let's copy what we have here on our app settings. So I'll do file settings. I'll close it. Then full colon. Then I can come here and pick file storage. If I do that, then I'll do this. So then I'll do now for the file path, I'll do path combine. Then I'll take this and say dot file name. File name I'll pick from this document here. So I'm not taking the file name from the attachment. So I'll take the document file name. Now this is the path, and so this might be null. So I'll do something like this. Sorry, not that one, here on the path. I'll do that. So we'll be having file path combined. Then here I'll be having stream. So what I'll need to do is stream that mode create. Then I can say await file attachment. Then copy to stream, and that's fine. Then here for the file storage, yeah, I think that this was actually for the file storage. I wanted to have this saved locally, and we are able to tell whether where the file has been saved. So this is the complete path of the file. So you can see file path. So that means when we are saving our document, we don't need the file. So if we go to create, we don't need storage here. So you'll be able to see. So from here, what we are generating here, it will give us the storage. Then this will copy the files actually to the respective storage. But now remember, we need every file has to have a status. So you'll have to say status ID equals to, so this is a document status equals to, you can say here await underscore. So you can see here, I'll just do that. So we are getting document status underscore system code details dot include system code, where system code.code is equals to document status, then first or default. Then once you have that, we can assign our status here. So you can say status ID equals to document status, then dot ID. So that will be the status of our document. Now, for now, I think I'll just check if this is not null. But we should be using view model. So let's just do that. So let's try to upload a document and see how this works. So I'll put in a breakpoint here. Then we see how this looks like. So if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So you notice 90% of you guys are watching our videos and you haven't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider subscribing and also like the video. So I'll just go to active documents. We have an issue. Yes. So remember, we had added some fields on our model. So here, so we did not apply the changes. So you see these fields that we added. So we need to generate migration. So I'll just come here and say NuGet package manager console. Then I'll say here add migration. Then I say document file updates. Then I press enter. So our migration file will be generated, and we can now update the database with the new changes. So let's just proceed and see. So add migration. So build succeeded. As you can see, we have our migration file here. We have file extension, documents, this file name, file type, and all that. So I'll just come here and now say update database. So press enter, then our database will be updated with the new columns. So let's just wait. So there we go. As you can see, the commands, these are mostly SQL statements. They are not anything much. So if we just launch our app now, it should be good and we should be ready to go. As you can see, we now have the documents. There we go. If we say add new, so we now have the document name. So you can say this is a macro code thumbnail. Then I'll say here folder. I'll choose here that document type, procurement. This is the department, retention period. Then action, when retention exits, we say delete. Then we come here and we select the thumbnail and we say this is the testing. This is testing. So if I just click here add, so we realize that we have a model with the data. So you see this is our model with data. We have the name, we have the status, retention period, folder ID, description. Then we also have our file. So you can see here we have the file name. We also have the length and the name of the file. But if you go to our application, if we proceed, you get the user ID. So this is the person who is logged in. So if you're watching our video and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and comment down below. So we are assigning the user ID here. So you see we have the logged in user. Then we have the document number. So we said our document number, we are going to automatically generate the file numbers. So if I just proceed, you can see here our document number has been generated, and you can see this is the number. So this is doc 235478, and we've actually used this particular method here. So you see we've generated randomly, and we are checking if the number exists. So each document in our database will be unique. So we will not be having duplicate document numbers in the database at no point. So if you go back here, so we'll have our document number. So this is the document number, doc 235478. Then we see our file name. You can see our file name will be generated. You can see it is documents. Then we have that, and that's fine. So if I proceed, you can see we have the content type. It is an image stroke PNG. Then our length, we just come here. You see it's 98. File extension, you can see it is .png. Then our path, it has retrieved our path. Remember our path, this is documents, documents. This path is actually on our app settings. Where is it? Here. So this is where we've defined it. So and we said if you are using a file server, then you can point this, and you can actually integrate this to SharePoint. So we'll be if you're interested on how we can integrate our apps to SharePoint, just comment down below, and we can actually do a video on how you can upload documents from SP NetCode directly to SharePoint. So if you go to our app, where is it? On our documents, then you can see here our breakpoint. If we proceed, there we go. So that has been copied, and our file path. So you see the file path, it is now under d/documents/ then the file name has been added there. Then if we proceed, our document status is null. So that means we need to check our system codes, what our system codes says. So for now, I think we'll get an error. So let's just proceed. You see, we're getting an error. But we want to have here, you see here, this is why we have this. So you see it is DD document. We actually had the wrong system code name. I'll just update this. Let me just update on the database side. Do you even have the system code? Yes, we have them, which will be actually on this. Sorry, we have it here. So we just do here system codes. So this is so I'll update code update this is system codes, update system. This will be, let me try to see. So we want us to update system codes set code equals to, we'll say this is document status where ID equals to 5. So I'm not sure if we had done editing. That's why I'm doing this document status. So if we come back here, we just confirm this is the status document status. So let's try to re-upload the document again. So you see we had an error. So let's refresh. Sorry. If I try to post, let me see if it will. Let's just try to relaunch. So we need to re-update and see how it looks like. So if you're watching our video and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. I'll just go to active documents, then new. I'll say this is macro code thumbnail. I'll say files. This is tech training. I'll do here 60. This is delete. Then I can also try to attach a file. Then I can say this is testing. So if I click, this is testing. If I click add, you can see this is how it looks like. We have everything there. I'll just go up to here because that's where we were. So if I move next, it says here still null. So what is wrong here? So if I just come here and select status, you say this is document status. So here we are saying await document system code dot include system code, where system code dot that. Yes, I think we have an issue here. I want to show you. So here we are using await system code details include system code. You can have it this way. Let me just have it as a one. So you can say system code, then system code dot system code. I can say here document status. This is the document status, and I can do an x.code. I can do this. So we want, when you create a document, this current status that will be assigned is actually active. So you can see this. What is our ID is 5. We look for 5 here. Actually, we don't have any statuses, so that's weird. So that's why we are getting now. So I can say this is so what kind of statuses can a document have? So I think for now let's launch our app. We need to create those statuses that we can assign it to our document. So let's launch our app. So if you're watching our video and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So on system codes, we have document status. You see it here. So what we need to do is we need to have these statuses. So if you go to system code details, we should say new, then we pick document status. But I don't know why we have two of them. Let's just go back and see. So document status, this other one was status. I think we can leave that. Let me delete this one for status. So that is 6. So delete from system codes. Let me just say delete from. We have not worked on the deletion, so don't worry. Where id equals to 6. So that's fine. So if we refresh this, we don't have that. So just to avoid confusion. So if we go to system codes, we should only see one status here, document status. So document status can be, let's say draft. And say here draft. And say this is draft. Save that. We also need to create another one. Can also say this is pending review. So this is also pending review. So we just click on that. Then new, we can also say approved. This document status, we say here approved. This is approved. You can also say here document status is rejected. This is rejected. Then I'll also say here we can have in progress, whether it's being added, in progress, and then we say here in progress. Then I can add another one. You can say submitted. Say here submitted, and have this as submitted. Then you can have this as submitted. If I click add, you can also have another one like active. This is active. Then you can have we can have another one like it's archived, and this is archived. You can also have another status like it was deleted. This is deleted. So those are the various, we can say here, so those are the various document statuses. So if we go to our app now, we can say document status, and we can have these as so let's just check. We go to system code details, so you'll see what we've just added on our table here. So you see we have this. So here I can say active. So I can all the documents I create, we have that, or we can have them as draft. Let's have them as draft. So until it is checked, then you can approve. I'll just come here and say this is draft. Now, then we have now our document status. So let's relaunch our app and see if we are able to get the status of our documents. So I'll put a breakpoint here. So if you're watching our video and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and comment down below. I'll just come here and I say documents status, new one. I'll say this is a macro or thumbnail. This is the DMS. This is training manual. Information technology. This is 30. Archive. Choose the file. I'll pick the file. Then I say this is testing. So if I click add, then we have this. Then here we can do something like this. You can see here we have our document status. You see it's actually draft now. Then we have everything here. So we proceed. you see our document status will be assign ID 23. So let's see if this is going to be saved. Actually, it has saved. And as you can see, our file now, we have document number, we have the document name, training, document type, department created on, and when it was created. So we can remove this breakpoint and try to create some few documents. So if I come back here, I say new, I'll say file, manual, then I'll select that, I say this is that, this is that, this is that, then I can say this is that, I can say good. If I add, you can see our numbers, they're actually, our document numbers are unique. So you can see these are numbering. So, and it depends, you might want to save your file in a certain way. So that doesn't limit you. So you can also add another, the third one, testing file, macro, you can say macro source code. Then you can do that, I'll just select a file and say this is okay. If I just say, click here add, so we'll be having our file. I'll also say macro thumbnail testing, and select here, then I'll do this, then I'll say that, then I'll select this, say this is good, save that. So you can see we have our files now. So you can be saving files as you go, and these are files. So if you go to the database, you'll see something. If you go to table now called documents, let me refresh this. I want us to see the table called documents. So on the documents, we'll be having the document number. You have the name of the file, description, the folder ID, status of the file, the storage, and this is the complete path of the file. Then the document type, you have the document department, retention period, retention action, when it was created, who created it, and then you have the file extension, the file length, the file name, and also you have the file type, whether it's that's the content type, whether it's an image or something. So this is what we've done, and I think we can leave it there for today. Tomorrow we'll try to enhance and do more things just to ensure that you're able to achieve more. We are going to do even up to the sharing bit, where you can share file and even give permissions to files, to users, and even to roles. So that is it. And if you are new to this channel and haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, and see you in our next episode. Bye.